Then said that she had a crush on me in college, that her friends found out that she asked me for coffee and pressured her. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I'm going to do an update to the story I covered a couple days ago, which is titled, "The Mean Gal Who Tormented Me in College Was Hired in My Company, and I'm Getting Her Fired." And guys, as a brief recap before I get into this whole update here, which you will definitely enjoy, it's about the guy who back in college, like 10 years earlier, he was, as he described, the nerd type, introverted, shy, and all that, but did very well. And he ended up helping out this gal he had some classes with, who was, I guess, the quote-unquote popular girl, with some homework and some studying and all that, and then he thought that actually he made a friend out of her. She invited him for a coffee or drink or something. He gets there, she's a no-show. She completely ditches him. 20 minutes later, he calls her up, and there she is on the phone, laughing at him, making fun of him, all her friends saying, "I'd never date you." Really, something that would hurt a guy. And the next thing you know, for the next month at school, that they were spreading rumors about him, saying that he's a creep. They were putting pictures of his face on flyers. Really horrible shit, mean girl crap, like high school crap. And eventually, the new college, something new came about to catch people's attention. That was that. 10 years later, guess who's hired at his company? Her. He's now a lead programmer. He has a high position, does well, respected. And he saw her getting hired there, and knowing full well what she's capable of, he was proactive, talked to an employment attorney, probably a friend of his, and the employment attorney had recommended he go to HR. Went to HR, made him aware of the situation with the supervisor. They brought her in, and of course she acted like nothing happened, no big deal. Well, the story ended with, guess what? She was already pulling some BS and was being dragged off to HR. Now we're on to the update here as to what happens to this interesting young gal and all that. And let me tell you, this is going to prove to you that people generally don't change. It says here, Monday wasn't a crap show, so that was good. My supervisor and the HR officer did bring everyone on the team into the big conference room for the HR officer and said that we are a professional company, and while we do like to have our fun, company outings like golf, bowling, etc., we're to be strictly professional and not gossip about other coworkers' personal lives. It's a shame they got to do that crap. You're there to work, do your job, build your career, not this drama. But people like that always bring drama into situations like that, and they usually win. That's the sad part. But not here. Sandy and the other two co-workers who were brought into the conference room Friday looked pretty ashamed during this. Krista was sitting at the end of the table, and there seemed to be noticeable distance between her and the other employees. Krista's the a-hole from back in college, and she was already gossiping to other employees about him. My supervisor said he wants to consider this matter closed and for us to get back to offering great solutions to our clients. Everyone filed out of the conference room and went back to work. Okay. How long do you think this lasted? Lunch on Monday was pretty tense, but Tuesday management had a local Mexican place bring a Taco Tuesday for us, and the mood improved considerably. Tacos will always improve a mood. Hope they had some margaritas and some Coronas as well. So I don't gossip, but I did hear murmurs that Krista is now on her final warning and to be put on performance improvement plan, all within her first 2 weeks. There's no way she's going to last. I'm not sure how true these rumors are, but with how isolated Krista now appears to be with the rest of the team, it's clear that everyone else is not willing to socialize with her beyond their work functions. Why would they? They know she's trouble now. I consider this matter closed myself, and if Krista worked hard and got her redemption arc, I'd have been fine with it, but then last night happened. Oh, last night. So listen, he said, if I consider it closed and she worked hard, okay, fine, she's redeemed. You actually think that she's changed? Well, watch this. I'm not sure where Krista got my address, but she was outside of my house last night. Psycho. Don't you think she ought to know darn well that she's, under the microscope at his company and showing up at his house? Isn't exactly a very good idea here. That's harassment. I mean, we can go on here. And how did she get his address? And luckily, my doorbell camera caught it, so I can pretty accurately transcribe it. She rang the doorbell and asked if we could talk. No, bitch, we can't talk. I said through the digital doorbell, that there was nothing to talk about, and she better leave now because this is now harassment. She pleaded for me to come outside and discuss it. I declined and emphasized she is not welcome. Call the cops. She then said that she had a crush on me in college, that her friends found out, and she asked me to coffee and pretended and they pressured her to turn it into a harassment campaign, and she was afraid of them disowning her for liking a guy like me. Oh, thanks for that little twist, liking a guy like me. What a steaming pile of crap. She didn't have a crush on him. That's a load of bullshit. She's just sweet-talking this guy. She thinks he's the same guy as he was before. It says, guys, I wanted to laugh so effing hard. I was socially awkward back then, but even I knew this was a bunch of BS. Hell, I wasn't even interested in Krista for a date. I honestly thought she wanted to be my friend. I told her I didn't care what she had to say. She had to leave. Bro, call the police. Got all on camera. She told me I could just ask Sandy what she told her and it would clear all this up. I declined and said that this matter in the office is closed. Krista finally made an exaggerated sigh and walked off. I can picture that. And walked off. I took the video recording from the doorbell and sent it to my employment lawyer and will give it to my supervisor at HR tomorrow, or HR today. I'll be shocked if she will last longer than Friday now. So what do you think, guys? What do you think? Is she going to last the week? The year? Is she going to make us some great excuse? I'll read a few comments and we will find out. One guy says here, bull fucking shit. She's attempting to spin the entire story so she is the victim of her own friend's bullying back in college. The reality is she was specifically told not to speak of your shared past with any of her coworkers. And she agreed to that. Then she went directly to her coworkers and told them about your shared past. Let us know what HR says. But I suspect that she'll be terminated. If for nothing else, odds are she used your company records to obtain your address. Or she was watching him and followed him home. Holy shit, talk about you nuking your own career. This girl's next level dumb. Another one, this guy says, Krista wouldn't be so worried unless this isn't the first time that she's been fired for social abuse. My guess is that the company OP is at one with Krista was avoiding for just this reason, until she managed to wear out her welcome at other firms employing people in her field. Now she knows she's shit out of luck, which is why she's trying to create drama that will allow her to spin OP as being the bad guy. Of course she's going to try to spin this guy being the bad guy, but sometimes justice does happen, and you're about to see. Final update. Krista is fired. Hallelujah, justice in the world. It says, I didn't even have to send HR the doorbell video cam, or cam video, but I did send it to the lawyer I was talking to. The lawyer is drafting a cease and desist and potentially a restraining order if needed. Yeah, the company does not need that. Krista somehow got my address from someone in IT. The IT new hire is suspended because of this data breach, and everyone got a memo about data security yesterday morning. Suspended? That little mother effer should be fired over that. Including the usual about phishing scams. Krista's desk was empty when I came in yesterday morning, and since I'm taking the necessary legal steps, I'm considering this matter closed. Ha ha ha! Well, there you go. Justice is served. But call me crazy, but I do not think this is over. She may be fired from that company, but she now knows where this guy lives, right? And who's to say what kind of crap she could pull? And now, if she shows up at his house and does destruction of property or Lord knows what, now I can only imagine this whole fiasco and this whole mess legally and everything because somebody, that company, that new hire, she somehow got that guy to do it, and now the company could be liable if she, I believe, shows up on his property and does things. You know, it could be, certainly a case could be made about that. But anyhow, she's out there, and that's hilarious. Now, I do not think this is going to be the end of this. So I'll be looking for more updates here, but good. Thank the Lord. Justice is served in this part. And she'll just go off someplace else and probably just not mention she got a job here and be somebody else's problem. But it's nice to see on occasion that somebody gets what's coming to them. And, you know, you just don't see that very often. Now, a few comments before I wrap this up. I told you this is going to be a short update, guys. One guy says here, Krista has to be the dumbest effing person ever. Not only is she an a-hole for what she did in college, and it came back to hurt her, within 2 weeks she blabbed about some random college prank to coworkers, and then got a second chance from the company. She literally could have gone pure business only mode, but she could not contain herself. Sucks to be her, glad to work out for the OP. Exactly. So again, people generally do not change. Another one. My bet Krista is going to stop by the OP's house instead of the I really did like you crap. It's going to be you hateful ass, you were always an ass, you always be an ass. And it's all your fault, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she's going to blame this guy. Not her actions. He said, that guy says, I love other people's drama. Thanks for keeping us updated, OP. Good luck. And the last one, this guy says, the IT person should be fired immediately. I'm currently a systems engineer, and I'm working in IT-related roles for nearly 20 years. Aside from HR and payroll, IT, depending on the role, has potentially the most access to all the data. As a rule of thumb, you never ever give out or grant access to personal data unless requested by HR. Even if a department manager, director, or VP comes to you, you ask them to have HR request it as a paper trail. That said, Chris is 33 and needs this wake-up call. It seems like she's never been held responsible for her actions until now. There's no way a 33-year-old woman should still behave like a ditzy sorority gal that she was. Well, she shouldn't behave that way, but, well, there you go. She is behaving that way. And as time goes on, you can see how just a lot of people just don't grow up. But you know what? Screw her. She's unemployed. And the worst part about this whole thing is she can actually try to collect unemployment. I mean, really? How about that? But you never know. So anyhow, guys, if you happen to notice an update to the story before I do, let me know, and I'll definitely cover it here. So shout out to the guy that wrote this story here. I'm glad it's working well, but I would definitely pay attention and keep an eye out, because you don't know what she's capable of, and she can show up at your house or spin this story to her boyfriend or whatever and cause a bunch of drama. But anyhow, guys, justice is served. Alright guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.